Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.
We're cooking up a storm at West Virginia Northern Community College. Chef Chris is here and we're grilling today. You know, typically grill, I think of hot dogs, hamburgers, steaks, pork chops, ribs.
Yeah, but you know me, I don't do anything normal.
No. But these are some items that you can grill. We're thinking outside the box.
Right, we're thinking outside the box. Today we're also just going to stay with the vegetarians. You can change these, add whatever you want to with them. Just kind of show you the basics of how it's put together.
So yeah, you can be vegetarian and still grill. I know everyone thinks of the meat when it comes to the grilling, but we're going to show. And you know, the pizzas and quesadillas. I did this when I was younger with my son, and he loved it. So if you have a little one out there, just making pizzas with your son at a young, and when he was like real, you know, he had a step stool and everything. They love that, and then they eat the food.
Right, and then I know with my granddaughter, when we do pizzas, we make the little ones, and she gets up on the stool and she helps me with the sauce and everything, and then you bake it off, and they're like, "Oh, I made dinner." Yeah, that's great for kids. Yeah. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing to do.
And you know what he was doing last week? Actually this week, I came home and he was making hand-cut French fries. I was like, "What is going on in here?"
Wait a minute, does he need to come here? Because you know we're still registering.
That's right. When's the register?
We're registering up until the 23rd of August. That's Saturday. So if you want to register for classes with culinary, you can come hang out with me, or you can hang out with any of our instructors or programs at any of our 3 campuses. So please look us up. All right.
Chef Chris would be an awesome teacher. Cool
instructor.
Try to be.
All right, so let's get started, Jeff. So the first thing we got to do is we have our grilled pizza. Now, this is just some simple dough. You can buy it at the store. You can make your own.
Or you can go to the local pizza shop. Yeah, they'll probably sell you some dough.
That's right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the grill for just a minute or so to get some marks on it. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of...
Whoa. Just lost my eyebrows.
That's why I don't have hair.
That's what happened.
Yeah. So while I'm doing is putting it on there just to get some marks on it, to get a little stiff.
Now when you cook pizza dough, though, it's got to be hot if you're using a pizza oven, right?
Right. If you're using a pizza oven, you usually run about 500 degrees, 550.
But you're not going to dome these.
No. I mean, you can.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times what we'll do is if it's not my dough's done, but my ingredients are done, we put a dome over it. We do that all the time on flat tops to get the cheese melted or things like that. Okay. It's a simple technique you can use here. So we'll just throw that over like that. Because all I want to do at this point is get a few marks on it, okay?
If you want to call it fancy, call these flatbread.
Correct. And you know what I like about this is it doesn't have to be round. I like obsolete things.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we've got...
That didn't take long at all.
No, it doesn't. That first step does not take long at all.
You want me to grill some onions for the quesadillas?
If you want to start doing some onions, Jeff, then we can move on with that and get our everything ready.
Chef Chris told me I get to grill the onions, and I said, aren't they going to fall through the grate? So you gave me the hard part.
We got to make you work for it, Jeff. Come on.
My onions are stuck together.
Oh, come on, Jeff. Just get your hands.
Use your hands? I see. I want to use the tool.
Sometimes, and you know, I do this more than most, so most people look at me and go, Chef, how do you do that? I've been doing this so long I don't have sensitivity anymore.
You don't even have any of those grill gloves. You ever see those as silicone grill gloves?
Mm-hmm. I have had a pair or two in my time. I don't use them that often.
These don't have to stay on too long, right?
No, they don't.
Just like that.
Right, because again, we're just trying to get a little bit of grill marks on. The other thing is, with the grill, what it does is it caramelizes the sugars, make those red onions a little sweeter. And that's what we're looking for.
I tell you, red onions, they give your food a lot of flavor. You want to add anything, like a pasta salad, something, red onion gives a ton of flavor.
All right, well, while you're working that, Jeff, we're also going to work on the pico.
The pico de gallo.
Pico de gallo.
I love saying pico de gallo.
You just love saying pico.
It all goes together. So what's the difference? I've always wondered this. What's the difference between a pico de gallo and a salsa? It's just chunkier?
No.
No.
Actually, the difference between pico de gallo and salsa is the pico is fresh tomatoes.
Okay.
Salsa is canned or cooked tomatoes.
Huh. I never knew that.
Pico is always fresh ingredients. Your onions, your cilantro, always fresh, and you know it doesn't have a long shelf life. Whereas your salsa, which is shelf stable, it's at least been canned, so therefore it technically has been cooked.
Huh.
So
look at that.
So we're gonna put a little bit. I just like using a little bit of cilantro.
Cilantro, you either love it or hate it.
Yeah,
Some
as
people
long
think
as
it
it
tastes
doesn't
like
taste
soap.
like, yes. My son says it tastes like soap all the time. How are we doing on the onions back there, Jeff?
I think they're okay. I think I'm gonna get them off. I don't know how grilled you want them, but.
So I put a little bit of lime juice, tomatoes, onions.
Is that what you're looking for?
Or
you want them on there more?
No, they're good. They're great. They look
Okay.
great.
Perfect.
I can hire you any day.
Not one fell through.
See, and y'all were worried about it was
No
gonna fall
onions
through.
left behind.
So we'll put a little bit of salt in here. And let's taste it.
That's important. You always want to taste.
That is correct.
As
You
you're-
always taste as you go.
Taste as you go. Tastes very pico-y.
A little
Did
lime.
you add lime to that or not yet?
I added a little bit. I might add a little bit
Okay.
more. I think we're good on heat, good on
Yeah,
salt.
what's the heat? There is a little heat. Jalapeno?
There's some jalapenos in there. That's where it's coming from. All right, so
You put garlic in there?
I did not, but you can.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the good thing about using natural stuff and doing it yourself. I'm good with that. What do you think?
I'm good. I tasted more heat the first time, but I probably didn't get any pepper in the second one.
All right, so now, Jeff.
I love it. It's working on two things at once. Okay, what do you want me to do?
All right, so now we're going to build some pizzas.
Okay. We'll
So-
start with the sauce.
Right, so you want to do sauce on one, and we're going to
Okay.
do one that's just some olive oil.
Now, when you're putting on the sauce, you don't want to go crazy, right?
That's correct.
You just want to put, do you want to go all the way to the edge or just not all the way?
I go all the way to the edge.
Okay.
Again, making your own type of thing, you can do whatever you
You want
want.
this one sauced?
No, yeah, you can sauce that. You can sauce
Okay.
that. Because we'll make a third different one.
I love those grill marks too.
So on this one, I've got some olive oil, and we're going to put some fresh mozzarella. And then we're going to put some tomatoes on here as well.
This is all vegetarian.
Right.
No meat in here at all. Of course, if you wanted to add meat, you could.
You could.
You could add bacon, you could add sausage, you could add anything you
add
want.
anything you want to there. And then when this comes out, we'll throw some the basil on there. So we have a choice of the grilled onions, diced onions,
We got to use some of these grilled
mushrooms,
onions.
or cheese on here. What do you want to put on there, Jeff?
Yeah, I got to put some grilled onions and, we grilled them. We got to use them, right?
That's right.
Could probably even use some pickled onions in here.
You could, if you have pickled ramps, you could put them on there too.
Ooh.
Should have brought those out. I have those in the cooler.
I like everything. So, just toss it up. Extra cheese.
The key is don't make it really thick. Okay.
The cheese?
The thicker you make it, the longer it takes to cook.
What, the cheese or the?
Anything.
Really?
Anything. So.
Okay. Was that too
Let's
thick?
just
It was a
kinda-
little clumpy there.
A little clumpy.
Got to use some of these shrooms. I love the shrooms. I was saying I like the. These are sautéed shrooms, but I like the
canned shrooms.
I do like the can.
But again, those are already cooked.
Yeah.
So.
Put
you're
some
eating the
shrooms
same
on that
thing.
one. Okay.
All right,
then.
so what
So
we're
how do
gonna-
we finish it then?
So
we
what
put it
we're
back
gonna
on the
do,
grill.
We're gonna put it back on the grill and finish it.
We try not to lose a shroom.
That's why chefs got tricks.
Look at that too.
I got tricks.
I have a big fat one at home. It's like a popcorn scooper or something.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm putting these kind of on the edge on purpose.
Is this in direct heating?
Right, it's not my hot spot.
Your hot spot's in the middle.
Correct. So, because while those are working,
So at the beginning, you had the direct heat. Now you're doing the indirect heat. 'Cause
Indirect,
you
right.
don't want to like char the bottom more.
because the next thing we're gonna do, we're
Quesadillas.
bouncing back and forth. We gotta
Yes.
make some quesadillas.
Pizza, quesadilla. Okay.
So now we need to start making this. So we're gonna put some corn on here.
Corn, you roasted this corn.
Yeah, this is just roasted corn. This is fresh corn that I roasted this morning.
Now, when you roast corn, do you have to boil it first or you just put it right on the grill?
I just put it right on the grill.
Perfect.
Could you, like, let's say you have corn last night for dinner.
Yeah.
And you had a couple years left.
Yeah, just.
Take them off, roast them. That's fine.
Do you
that's
ever
fine.
roast corn with the husks on the grill? I tried that once. It didn't turn out too well.
If you do that, the key is you have to soak them in
In
water.
water. Yeah, otherwise you're going to burn.
Or else, because what I used, when I was young, I grew up in the middle of a dairy farm that grew sweet corn. And the day before, we always had a picnic on Sunday. We would take milk, because we were on a dairy farm, soak it in a 5-gallon bucket, the corn husk in a 5-gallon bucket overnight, and then grill them in the husks. That was good. That was good.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Is there an advantage? I think it would trap in some of the moisture, right?
Right. What it does too, and like when I cook corn, like even if I boil it, I like putting milk and butter in it. You know, it gets expensive.
Well, people out there, maybe someone listening, because my parents, my family have this argument all the time. If you're going to boil corn water, how long should you boil corn for? Corn on the cob.
I boil it till it's al dente, meaning to the tooth, just kind of.
Roughly like minutes.
It depends on your burner. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
sure,
a lot of
okay.
variables.
Okay, but you don't want to do it too long, right?
No.
No.
You don't want to boil it till it's like canned corn consistency.
And do you add anything to the water?
Like I said, I add milk
Salt?
and butter.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't add salt because typically that's what I put on it when I will.
Sorry, I'm making
when I do make my own.
I'm making you think here.
Yeah, I know.
Think and work at the same time.
I can do that.
So wait a second. You making like a? See, if I was making a quesadilla, I think I would just fold it in half.
Well, you gotta remember, I'm from the commercial world. A lot of
Okay.
times, if I'm making quesadillas for a lot of people, this is how we do them. Actually, in the commercial world, a lot of times we'll do them in the oven.
Yeah.
You ever make grilled cheese in the oven?
No.
I make grilled cheese in the oven, but another story. So we're gonna put this on the grill.
I did have a good grilled cheese on vacation. I made it with brisket. Brisket
got
was
me there.
inside. Brisket and what was the cheese? It was on sourdough. Oh, pimento cheese. Pimento cheese, sourdough, and brisket.
Really?
It was delicious.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna let those heat up. Still trying to get everything melted.
How do you know when the pizza's done?
Basically the tops.
Okay. You could get a feel
Because you also
for it.
see some of the dough is rising again.
Yeah.
You see the bottom here?
That's the one thing when I would throw them on the grill, I never really knew. Sometimes they turned out a little doughy because I
Right.
really had never had an idea for when the dough was done. But I guess if you maybe feel it a little bit, you can
Right,
get
and
an
that's
idea.
why I do a little feel.
Yeah.
And that's why when I put the, I have one side of my dough that was a little underdone. I put that down. So the top didn't have to cook as much.
Okay. That's a good tip.
So,
I want to see you flip this quesadilla because that looks complex. Look at that. I would have had that all over the place.
I kind of did.
A little bit. We'll edit that out. Won't even see it.
I don't think we want to edit anything out, do we, Jeff?
No. We're not here for style points.
No, so
We just want it to taste good.
you can see the cheese is really starting to melt pretty good.
Quesadilla really is just a version of a grilled cheese sandwich, basically.
It's
With the Mexican version.
Mexican version of a, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so.
That doesn't take long at all on there either.
No, I also didn't want to get as much char on the top.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's good.
So this is almost there. This is pretty close as well. Just got to get some more of that cheese melted. The problem with these are with the fresh mozz and the
It
tomatoes.
takes a while to melt. They're
takes a while
thick.
to melt.
Like you said, thin.
Right, but so it's a balance between not burning it and
If you wanted to make a white sauce, like you put just some olive oil, but like a white sauce, that'd be more garlic, right?
yeah. Typically that's more garlic. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You know what you could do for Valentine's Day coming up? Make these pizzas. You can make them in heart shapes.
I can be like
Right?
our local restaurants, right?
Yeah. You could do it at home.
All right, so let's do this. Let's get our quesadillas cut. And I'm going to bring out something, Jeff. I don't know whether you know what it is or not.
A knife. A machete.
No, this is a pizza cutter.
Pizza cutter. That would have been impressive if he brought out a machete like Rambo. You could have like tie, something around your head there and
This is your rocker style pizza cutter.
Is that sharp? Doesn't look sharp.
It's not. Touch it. It's not sharp. It's sharp enough. It does what it needs to do.
So, you know, you were talking about, you know, the enrollment coming up for the fall semester here at West Virginia Northern, the culinary. You know, maybe someone watching at home saying, well, I really don't have any experience. Do you need experience?
No, with any of our programs, whether it be culinary or whether it be welding, that is why you're here, is to learn.
Exactly, yeah.
So we're always going to make sure you know what you need.
So even if you don't know how to boil water, you can still come and take classes.
I will teach you.
They will teach you that. Is that day one?
I will teach you.
Day one, how to boil water.
I don't know whether it's day one, but
it's pretty up there.
Yeah, it's pretty up there. You know, how to make pasta, how to boil pasta. So.
And learn all the different, the al dente.
Yeah, all the
where
French
that comes
terms.
from, the French terms.
Yes.
The mise en place.
Mise en place.
That was close. I have to admit, one of your fellow students, last time we were cooking, she has a tattoo of that on her arm. I was impressed by that.
Oh, that's Kirsten, yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive.
She's an impressive young lady.
I thought it came with a program. I thought when you graduate, you automatically get that tattooed on your arm.
No,
they don't do that.
I know a couple of chefs that have that on their arms.
So more than one. That's kind of amazing. I've never thought of putting any meteorological terms on my cumulonimbus.
You need find one that has 4 letters and put it across your knuckles. I have a friend who has. It's an 8-letter word.
What 4 letters are we talking about?
Well, it's chef and his name.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Rain, snow. A lot of people
There you go.
the snow is a 4-letter word. It is.
All right, so I'm just going to kind of cut these kind of different because, well, that's what we do.
Great. This is a great meal in the summertime. You don't have to, you know, heat up the kitchen. Go outside, fire up the grill. You can pair it up with a nice salad.
Or caprese salad, a regular salad, whatever. You know, whatever you can get out of the garden. That's the key.
Basil. I got basil growing on my ears right now.
There you go. You
Zucchini.
know, if you wanna,
Zucchini's growing out everyone has like
you
million
want to throw some basil on there?
Yeah, we can throw some basil. A little basil. You ever put, a lot of people put the red crushed peppers on their pizza. You a fan of that or no?
Personally, no, but I do know a lot of people.
You like a little
that do.
heat, maybe.
I do know a lot of people that do.
Also, this gives a little presentation. Little green.
Yes.
Looks like the Italian flag. We got the red, we got the white, we got the green. I think that's where, you know, that salad really comes, the caprese salad comes from.
Correct.
You got the Italian flag.
That is Italian in nature. That is correct.
I think this needs some, this is basically like a caprese salad on flatbread right here.
And a lot of people are like, well, the cheese is not completely melted. The tomatoes are not completely cooked.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's fresh food.
That's where you get out your Bunsen burner. And
Well, yeah, that, or you just eat it like that because, again, it's fresh food. And that's what we're looking for in the end, is fresh food.
Look at this presentation I'm coming up here. I'm just throwing basil everywhere. You know what would go really well with that? Like a sauce? I'm just thinking a pesto sauce with that.
Correct. You could put a pesto down and then put it on top. And see, that's the thing about, again, when you make your own anything, you control what you like, what your dietary restrictions are. If you have health concerns, you control everything. So it allows you to build it as the way it works for you and your family.
Now, if you're gluten-free, how would you come up with something like this? What would you use instead of the dough?
They do make a gluten-free pizza dough. They do. It is available.
Cauliflower dough. That'd be a little more
cauliflower
difficult.
dough. You can take a slice of take a head of cauliflower, slice it, and use that as your dough.
You're kidding.
No, I've seen actually cauliflower steaks. Some restaurants sell that as a vegetarian option. It's a cauliflower steak.
Does it come with a bone or no?
No,
boneless.
It's a boneless.
Yeah,
it's boneless.
Just checking.
So, but there we are, Jeff.
Beautiful.
Those are our
beautiful.
I'm
gonna take a bite here of the quesadilla.
Okay.
Because it looks delicious. I like that char on the bottom. That's delicious. The dough's done?
Yes, it is. Nicely done. It's a little, got a couple
Little
spots.
al dente, little
And
chewy.
again, you get that dough thinner, it'll cook faster. The thicker it is. Again, having those key elements, understanding how to manipulate them.
Well, thank you, Chef Chris. You hit another one out of the park.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Great summer meal. We got the quesadillas, we got the pizzas, and you don't even have to dirty up the kitchen. You take all the ingredients outside, do it on the grill.
It's like you're living in the deep south and you're working in the outside kitchen.
I love it. We need to take this outside. We need to take the grill outside.
Yeah, let's turn that off because we're done with that now.
My back's on fire. And I didn't lose any eyebrows with the...
No hair lost either.
With this. Oh, you turned it off.
I turned it off.
No. I don't get to play with fire. Maybe next time on the next edition of Cooking Up a Storm.
I was the first in my family to go to college.
I was looking to switch careers.
I wanted the highest quality, but most affordable option for a degree.
No matter where you are in life, West Virginia Northern Community College can make your dream of a college degree a reality, with over half of our students being first-generation college students and free tuition for many programs. Northern is the right choice for you.
I can go to college. West Virginia Northern Community College. You belong here.
Cooking Up a Storm, sponsored by West Virginia Northern Community College Culinary Arts Program.